Wow, it's so good to be back racing again. And what a race it was.
No.
But Ben,
No.
You're not.
Get off that.
You should be in bed.
It's fine, they just took the broken disc out. Get out of the way. So, amazing race. One of the coolest things with this race was the fact that they were doing the live broadcast on YouTube of the junior racing. I would say this is one of the most positive things that has happened this year because they were really underrepresented on the media and everything. It would literally be result sheet on a web page. So now you can watch them racing, you can learn who the racers are, you can become fans of these young racers that are coming up, and then you know who they are as they move up into the elite category. One of the changes that is a bit more questionable is the new racing format. It's definitely the biggest change for a lot of the well-established racers who are familiar with how racing has gone. So I'll try and explain a little bit about what's going on. So what they're doing is they have added a semi-final to the elite racing. So we've always qualified, and there was top 60 that qualify, and then usually you go straight to a final. But now those top 60, they go into a semi-final, and then the top 30 from the semi-final go into the final. And to fit that semi-final into the race day, what they've had to do is take the junior races and then boot them to the day before. And because they've done that, they then have to take their practice and boot that to the day before then. So the juniors practice on track walk day, which might not seem crazy to you, but to us who are so used to the schedule, it seems absolutely mad, because usually you do your track walk, oh, it's a big walk down the hill, pretty tired, go back, eat some food, rest, practice the next day. Now the juniors, big track walk, get down, oh yeah, legs are a bit tired, get on your bike, get up the hill, practice time, let's go, which kind of hectic. And it actually ended up that most of the elites walked the track while the juniors were practicing. So you could actually see how it was riding, and it was actually kind of cool to watch the juniors ride in practice as well, because holy shit, do they go fast. Too fast. Stop that. It's actually really interesting to compare the differences between semi and final runs. And it looked like people were giving it in their semi runs. It didn't look like people were taking it easy because it was such a new thing, kind of unknown. Maybe you make a mistake, maybe you don't make the top 30. So riders were having to pretty much do 2 full-on race runs, which is a new thing. With a totally new format, we thought we'd ask a few of the riders how they felt about it. So yeah, you do have a job. You go ask them. Oh. Go, yep.
Asking riders' opinions on like the new layout of the weekend and the format and stuff like that. What was your sort of take on the whole thing?
This is, yeah, the new format. This is my first look at it because I wasn't in Lourdes. I was like injured, so I missed that. But coming here this weekend, I kind of knew what to expect, and everybody was like, oh, there's like not enough time between the things, and it just felt like it was a lot more relaxed than everybody said it was going to be. And I think it's kind of cool because you go up, you do your qualifying yesterday. To be honest, qualifying was the most stressful part of it. And then you do the second race, and after the second race, I was like sitting in the pit. I was like, I know I can go faster. I know what I did wrong, so I'm going to do that in the second race. And it's kind of cool because I feel like it sort of pushes the limit of the track because everybody knows that they can, what they did wrong and how they can go faster in the second run. And I think that's cool because it's going to allow for tighter races. Like you saw today, I was 5th. I was 1 second behind first place, which is crazy. And like I made a couple mistakes in my race run, but I improved on everything that I wanted to after the semifinal. And like even in the pits earlier, I said 39-38 is going to win, and it was a 38-39. And it's like one of those things where I think it's just going to push the level of the sport, and it makes the broadcasting better. And ESO did like such a good job this weekend. Everybody was all afraid of what was going to happen, and they did a good job. And I don't know, I'm stoked.
Over here, Jackson.
I mean, he did ask first, but
Hey.
you can wait. You can wait. I'll be right back.
God damn it, Ed snaked me. Who cares about any of that? Who actually watches him? What a bunch of nonsense. My turn. Yeah, I'm just here to ask you, how do you think the new format is now? What's your opinion on it?
I mean, so far so good. It was a big day of racing. I'm absolutely shattered now, but I think it just added a new mix-up for a lot of people that everyone had to learn again, and kind of put a whole bunch of people maybe on a similar playing field, which which was cool to see. And there's still a lot of points on the line for semis, so it's like, do you go fast or do you take it easy? And it's definitely a bit more strategy involved. So I think it was cool. It just, you got to put a lot more effort into your days.
Do you finish semis and are you like, you know what, I could go again? Or are you finishing semis and like, oh, don't want to go again?
I finished semis in 7th, and then I finished the finals in 6th, so I think I was stoked to go one place better. But yeah, somehow I still went, I think, 3 seconds quicker from my semis run, and I thought my semis run was pretty dialed. So it's cool to see the progression still.
Just wanted to ask you about the new format and sort of what you think about how the new weekend is laid out.
I managed it pretty well, but it's super weird to have 2 runs that doesn't really count. For sure you want to do well and it's still some points, but the main run is at the end, and I don't know, it was just weird. I wanted to do well for all the runs, but I felt like maybe my highest focus was for semi, and then I was like, oh damn, I still need to do another one. So I had the energy, but I don't know, maybe I didn't have what you need to push really. It felt more like a smooth run and not really that intensity of the race run.
I'm here to ask about the new format and how riders are thinking about it and stuff like that. So what's it like in your opinion?
I thought it was alright, to be honest, because I didn't do too well in my semis, so I was like, well, I have another chance to do another run. But it was just weird getting in the zone again and all that adrenaline, and I don't know. I was so by the end of my semis. I literally nearly cried to my dad, being like, I can't go out for another one. There's no way I can do that again.
So more less physical, more emotionally, or what would you say?
Yeah.
Combination of both?
Oh, both, yeah. I think emotionally first, I was like, oh, I can't go through that again. And then as I was walking around, I was like, oh, my legs are quite sore actually. And then my arms started to get sore. I was like, what the hell? And then I kept saying to myself, it's only 3.5 minutes, it's cool. 3.5 minutes. I just kept saying to myself, 3.5 minutes is all you have to do.
What did you think of the kind of new layout?
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
She was asking me what I think about it, and I think it's good, really physical. I'm really I have no more energy. And it was a short track and pretty not easy track, but not the most physical we have on the circuit. So really interesting when we have a hard track like Val di Sol or maybe some other ones, longer, like Mont Saint-Anne. But yeah, it's really good and you need to get used to it, but I think it's good.
Yeah, that is the main story of the race. The new format was super interesting. There was lots going on. There were many positives. There were some negatives as well. Definitely enjoyable. And also Jordan Williams is an absolute don. What the heck?
I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. I'm just so in shock. Yeah, I don't even know. I knew he had the pace. We've been all winter in the rain and all the crap. I've seen the pace. We've beaten a lot of people before, but nothing's quite like actually doing it. Knowing you can do it and actually doing it are quite different things. So yeah, good. A few beers tonight, and we go again next week. Excited already.
Are you proud of Jordan?
Always. I'm always proud of Jordan. We're like a married couple. Like we hate each other. We're always bickering. We're always falling out. But ultimately, I think he knows that I've got his back and stuff. And yeah, I always do my best to make sure we're at the sharp end. So that's just good to tick it off, and plenty more, I hope.
And also, just before you go, quick update on Pinkbike racing. Obviously, I didn't do very well. I was actually feeling really good on the bike. I was practicing well. We've made some really good new changes and setups to the bike. I was getting some feedback that I was riding well, but then I went a little bit too fast and did a whoopsie and landed on my bum from quite high up and kicked a guy in the shin and broke my back. Just a little bit of a break. So I didn't get to race, which is a shame. So I'm going to be off the bike for 3 months. Thibaut Lally was here racing, but he was actually focusing mainly on helping to run the team to kind of take the load off me a bit. So he is a racer, but he's also assisting with all the organising. So he was super busy with all that. But he did ride his bike and he did attempt to qualify, mainly as a bit of fun and to also give good feedback to the junior racers on what was happening on the track. Didn't quite make the cut this weekend, but he did say he was playing it safe so he could not do what I did. Then we had new junior Wyatt Harrington. This was his first ever World Cup, and unfortunately he got really unwell with a stomach bug and was feeling really under the weather. That combined with nerves and feeling weak because he couldn't eat meant he had a crash in his qualifying run, and unfortunately didn't make the cut, but he was on pace. He had some good top 15 splits, which is exactly where he's targeting for early season. So we're hoping he's going to build on that and work his way towards the top end of the pack. And everyone's favourite, Amy Kenyon, is back racing for the team this year. And I won't give too much away, but she actually had possibly the worst off season you could really have. But you're going to have to watch the documentary to catch up on all of that. So we didn't have super high expectations for her coming into this round. Just wanted her to kind of get back into riding downhill, get used to it all again, and she smashed it. She got 4th in qualifying, 5th in the race. Super pleased with that. And yeah, I'm excited for her to get back up to speed and build things up as the year goes on. So that's how Pinkbike racing got on here in Lenzerheide. It was super cool with all the new changes we had, new riders, new people helping manage, and new sponsors as well. The bikes were running absolutely mint. And yeah, you're gonna have to stay tuned for more updates from Pinkbike racing, because we're hopefully gonna do stuff at some point. I'm not 3 months off the bike. Yeah, ow. I'm gonna go lie down.